Okay, so I'm down in my basement dungeon, my new gym at my new house, where we expanded the basement by sort of remodeling the entire thing, and it came out okay. The ceilings are a little low, and there's a huge, it's like a racetrack. there's some area back here for some of the dumbbells and the benches, and got the lat pull down, preacher curl, and then the rest of it is up in what was the garage, which is now the rest of the gym. So anyway, I did turn 60 on the 23rd of March. So I realize my video is a little late, but here I am. And I don't, although I will tell you, I did a back routine just now, and it really wasn't spectacular. It really wasn't a lot. It was just a superset of lat pull downs and bent over dumbbell rows, done to failure. And the last set I did of the lat pull downs, I drop setted. So I was at my heaviest weight, and then I maxed out in reps, dropped some weight, did some more, dropped some weight, did some more, dropped some weight, did some more, and then finished. Okay, so anyway, that was my back routine because, went out last night for my birthday, even though it was on Thursday, and wasn't a late night, but seemed like a long one. So anyway, what I thought I would so here's what I thought I'd do now that I've hit 60. I kind of tell you sort of my perspective, I guess, on how things have transpired. And what I've discovered over time is that at least for me personally, my life had decades of I would say a particular theme, and then each decade that theme would change, and until obviously today, and each decade was in some ways an improvement, and in some ways a sort of a regression. And by that I mean I became, as time went on, I suppose, more responsible, and started, when one of the decades, my 30s, was college. First half of my from 30 to 35 was spent, going back to college. So that was the beginning of what was to become my periods of responsibility, or periods of growth, I guess you could say. The only way I would ever equate what I have done thus far up to, this 6th decade of life, growth has been my goal, but not always the practical outcome. And I guess it depends on what you consider growth. And for me, growth is, and something that I think you all should know, that growth is essentially change. So fitness has been a consistent part of what was always the beginning of initiating change. Only in the respect that, in one instance, getting back into fitness, helped me sort of regain my health, my overall health, and gave me purpose and gave me direction. And if there's one thing that you will find that is least productive and the most harmful to growth is not having any kind of goal, not having direction, not having purpose. If you have no purpose, then you obviously aren't growing, and I would question the quality of life that you're experiencing if you aren't experiencing any growth. So anyway, hitting 60 now, my concern isn't so much about growth as it is about just staying healthy, because each decade also had its its effect, or inevitable change to my body. And up until I was 50 and through my 50s, I would consider my 50s my peak. Now I'm in my 60s, and would I call it my peak? I'd say for a 60-year-old guy, I'd say yeah. But for me as an individual, there are issues that, arthritis and things that have, arisen, that have to be dealt with and that aren't going away. So all, in some ways, a consequence of the things and the decisions I've made, and to some extent even this lifting, which has contributed to it. But I saying that, I wouldn't give it up or have given it up, and I have no intention of giving it up now. So anyway, that's my sermon for my 60th birthday. If I would suggest anything to you, it would be to be consistent with your fitness and your exercise routines, because it's not only good for your physical health, it's great for your mental health, your emotional health, but feed your mind as well as your body. So keep them both going. Otherwise, things change, and they don't always change for the better. So anyway, thanks for listening, and I'll see you guys in the next video, which I will either do posing or routine or both. See you guys.